Good morning. It's day number 173. Yesterday, I had 24,010 steps, just 10 steps over the goal. And as a matter of fact, I had climbed into bed before I hit 24,000 steps yesterday. You see, yesterday was kind of odd. When I got up, there were quite a bit of clouds in the sky. It was very bright, kind of like it is right now. And I set out on my walk, but I had a few things I needed to do on the earlier side in the morning. I actually thought I had a meeting yesterday, but it's actually this morning. And that kind of derailed things a bit. But man, got into bed and I watched a little video before I went to sleep. And it said something about goal. And all of a sudden I remembered, oh, wait a minute, my watch didn't buzz. You see, my watch buzzes when I hit that 24,000 steps. And I didn't have that physical cue yesterday that I hit my goal. And when I heard that word in the video, it snapped me out of bed because I thought, wait a minute, if I don't get up and get the rest of these steps, I'm gonna have to start back over at day one. And well, as I've mentioned before, I have no interest in starting over. 172 days of doing something in a row is a difficult task. It's simple when you break it down to one day at a time. But the thing is, if you do all of these days and you don't hit your goal on one of the days, everything resets. That was a scenario I certainly was not interested in. So I got up. I think I had like 300 steps left, and I made sure I got them before I went to sleep. What a trip though. Sometimes, life can get in the way. I had some business phone calls yesterday and just kind of scrambling to get some things done. Logistically, because of the holiday, shipping is all crazy. So there's some projects that I need to complete this week, and there were some things I needed to get shipped out yesterday. Unfortunately, I got them all done. And it wasn't physical work. It was just sitting and making phone calls, but it was some of the most draining stuff I did for the past month because I'm trying to figure out where to source items where they'll actually go out yesterday so I can get them today for a job on Friday. What a mess. What a mess. But I got it sorted out. I almost missed my goal, but I hit it. And here we are on day 173. Still very happy to be doing this. That has not changed. I'm enjoying this journey so much. Like, the self-improvement is great. Every single morning I get up, I'm able to look in the mirror and I'm seeing 1% better every day. I'm seeing that. And it's something 6 months ago I didn't think I'd be able to realize so quickly. You see, when we set these like huge, massive goals, it's just like standing at the base of a mountain and you're just in awe of the peak, just looking up like, I don't even understand how I can get there because I can't even see the peak. There's clouds all around the peak. And I think it's another few thousand feet up from there. So how could I possibly reach a goal that's set that high? Well, it's just like taking swings at a very large tree with an axe. That axe needs to be sharp. That's preparation. You have to swing the axe properly. It's another part of preparation. And then you have to swing the axe, and that's the action. Right now I'm swinging the axe. I thought about for a while in the preparation phase of this, what I needed to do, how I would have the time to walk 12 miles every day. So that requires about 4 hours of free time. Now, if I go with everybody else's get up at 6 or 7, I've already kind of deprived myself of that time. You see, during the preparation phase, I looked at all the things that I was doing at night that were keeping me up later than I probably should be up. And I started to eliminate them one by one. One of the biggest things was binge watching shows. So I would sometimes stay up until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And of course, your body needs that rest. So if you don't go to sleep when you normally would go to sleep, what's going to happen? You're going to sleep in later. I don't have the traditional schedule that everyone else has, or the majority of people have, where I have to be somewhere by a specific time. I set that schedule, which is a luxury, but can also be a bit of a curse, because you allow yourself to slack off a bit, to say, one more show, one more episode, no big deal. And before you know it, the day is over, and now you're early morning into the next day. It just throws off your whole rhythm. So during the preparation, I figured out, okay, if I want to get this 4 hours in every single morning, I need to do it before everyone else wakes up. And that magical time was 3 a.m. Now, I know it sounds crazy because it's not your experience. Your experience is maybe staying up until 3 a.m. But what do you work on until 3 a.m.? And if you're working on something, are you really productive? Or is it the opposite? Are you searching for thoughts and trying to execute actions, but then you find yourself opening that Instagram app just one more time? What's your productivity really like? A lot of times when you stay up that late, it's like 50 to 60% of what you would be if you were fully charged, and sometimes less. I'm like, we're programmed for hustle mode, we're programmed for grind mode. But it comes at an expense. I remember when I was in the beginning phases of starting my business, and I would go and work a job 8 hours, and I'd schedule everything after that. Some of these days would last 16, 17, 18 hours from when I left my home until when I got back home. It was very draining, it was very taxing. I found that consecutive days doing this would put me like kind of in a funk until I had a day to recharge. And when I slept, I could sleep almost the entire day because I really needed the rest. But then I found once I got farther down the line with business, a little bit more experience, a little bit more time to think about scheduling, I began to schedule things differently. At the time I lived in LA, and if you live there, pretty much anything after 5 o'clock till about 9 or 10 o'clock is just a traffic nightmare. So in the beginning, I would schedule things early, or I would go into work early, but I would be stuck in traffic for an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that already adds a few hours to my workday. Once I was able to free myself from that job, then I would schedule business during the early morning, and I would sit in that same traffic. Well, one day, after thinking about it, after preparation, I came to realize that I am going to these locations, and these people don't have to do anything extra to be there. So maybe I'll schedule it just a little bit later in the morning to miss the traffic. I'll show up rested, and I'll be able to execute the work I need to execute properly without searching for what I need to do in my mind, because I just spent hours on the freeway, with so many possible accidents that happen when people are rushing. So that's what I did. And it made my business way better, way more enjoyable. Because for one, it was on my terms. And two, I was able to avoid the hustle and bustle of leaving at 5 a.m., leaving at 4 a.m., hoping to beat the traffic, only to get stuck in it every single time. I applied that principle to this here. Our life is a collection of experiences that we go through over and over and over again. They say history repeats itself. Well, so do the things in our life, if we pay attention. If you've been going to the same 9 to 5 for 20 years, and you sat down and wrote down everything that you do to get there, what you eat in the morning before you leave, what sock you put on first, what shoe you put on first, I bet you'd be surprised to find out that you have a routine. And that routine is involuntary at this point. You leave your keys in a certain place, typically park your car a certain way, got your radio set. All of those things fall into place so that once you get into your car and get on the road, you're locked in until you reach that office or workplace. That's all I've done with this. This is my drive to work, but I'm walking. This is super rewarding. I mentioned in a past video, I got rid of my car, and that's one of my motivators to get out here and keep doing this until I get that 100,000 subscribers on this channel. I won't buy another car. I could go and buy another car today, but I want to hit that goal. And sometimes a little motivation is everything, so I've been walking and cycling everywhere. Or when I go to the airport, I take an Uber. But just taking that one convenience out of my life has cemented me onto the path of self-improvement. It's made it to where I am excited to get up every single day and share my journey with you, share my progress. Remember, the most important work is done in the dark. And when the light shines the brightest, that's when it gets displayed. Summertime is right around the corner. I know it's not even truly winter yet, but that's what my mind is always on. The favorable weather to me. And I'm putting in this work now so that when the summertime comes, I feel nice and confident, hanging out by the pool, going to the beach, you name it. In my daily interactions, smile a little bit bigger, handshakes a little more firm. I'm more confident in my steps because I'm taking these steps every single morning. And it is turning me into Brandon 3.0. Like, I'm already thinking about tomorrow, and it's Thanksgiving Day. I'm sure I'll see less cars out, or maybe I'll see more. Maybe more people have been coming home from the bar because they get the day off. And I'll be out here doing the same thing, and I'm looking forward to it. Most people, they have a day off and they're like, there's no way I'm getting up and exercising, or the gym's closed, so I'm not doing it. With this activity, I've got no excuses. I just get up and do it. The head start I've gotten on next year has been incredible. I'll be like 7.5 months ahead of the people starting their thing on January 1st, once the time comes around. And it'll just be a few months until I realize my goal, my fitness goal. And then it's on to the next thing. Of course, stacking it on top of my fitness goal. I don't plan on stopping these walks ever. I want to do this forever because I desire to be able to walk and be mobile when I am older. A friend of mine shared with me that her 70-year-old father still plays soccer with 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds. When you hear it and you're not on a path of self-improvement, you think, wow, that's really old. How could he do that? But when you are on this path, you realize he probably did something just like this. Walking when other people would choose to drive, taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Just small actions repeated time after time allows that individual to be mobile at an age that a lot of people think is old. He's probably got the health where he feels like he could live forever. I would at least like to feel that way, even though I know that's not possible. And that's why I'm putting in this work. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. It's also the day before Thanksgiving. And there's a steak with my name on it at Morton's tomorrow. I'm not doing any cooking tomorrow. And I will be thankful for the person who does. Just a few more days here in the nice weather. Today it is 63 degrees. Yep, my watch tells me the weather, among a bunch of other things. But 63 degrees. I just looked at the weather in Atlanta for next week and it is brisk. But I prepared. This time I prepared. This time the weather is not going to knock me off my course. And for that I am extremely thankful in this week of thankfulness. So, if you made it this far, I'd like you to drop the number 173 in the comment section. Just lets me know you're locked in and maybe you're thinking about starting your own self-improvement journey. If you are, I've got a 30-day walking challenge. I'll leave a link to it in the description of this video. It doesn't cost anything. I took the time to put it together. What it'll help you do is start at a low number and incrementally up the number over 30 days so you can get into meaningful steps that will put you in a calorie deficit to achieve the goal that you might want to achieve with weight loss. And the benefit is if you start now, you're getting a head start on everyone else that is waiting until January 1st to get started. And the best part about that is you'll be halfway to creating a new habit, a new lasting habit that you likely won't quit on when everyone else is after January 1st. I've got a few videos that I'm going to put cards up for that I'd love for you to watch. They kind of just go in conjunction with this. And if you're new here, I want to let you know this is something I'm doing every single day. I started roughly 30-something days ago, posting daily. In the beginning, I was posting shorts with these updates, but now everything is long form, every single thing. There's no short attention span stuff on my channel anymore. And if you're along for the ride, I'm so happy to have you here. My name is Brandon Alexander, and until day 174, Thanksgiving Day, I hope you have a great one. Thanks for watching.